Hey, how's it going? I'm Guye from Formwork, and these are the Bignonia Apron. It's a more traditional style apron with adjustable straps and some subtle hardware details. In this video, I'll walk you through the full process of making it, both with this ruffle detail and without it. Just a quick note, this isn't a standalone tutorial, so you will need the pattern and the written instructions to follow along. The pattern is available through the link in the description. Think of this more as a visual guide to support the process. Before you start, I recommend you to transfer all markings to the fabric. For the top pocket, finish the side and bottom edges with an overlock or zigzag stitch. Finish the top edge with a double fold hem and top stitch in place. Press the side and bottom seam allowances to the wrong side 1 cm. Position the pocket on the main body using the placement markings. Remember, these are only a guide, so if they don't fit perfectly, it won't affect the construction. Pin the pocket in place and top stitch around the sides and bottom edges. For the bottom pocket, finish the top edge with a double fold hem. The next steps will depend on the version you'll be making. For the clean hem version, finish the bottom edge of the pocket using an overlock or zigzag stitch. For the bottom edge, fold 1 cm toward the wrong side and press. Align the folded bottom edge of the pocket with the notches on the main body to determine placement. For the ruffled version, align the bottom edge of the pocket with the bottom edge of the main body, pin or clip in place, and top stitch along the bottom edge and both sides of the pocket to secure it to the apron. Once the pockets are attached, you want to turn them into smaller pockets. Sew a straight line right in the middle of the top pocket and another in the middle of the bottom pocket. On the right side of the bottom pocket, sew an additional vertical line of stitching down the center of that section to create a smaller compartment. To create the straps, fold the strap pieces right sides together lengthwise. Sew along the long open edge and one short end, leaving the other short end open for turning. Trim the corners and turn the strap right side out through the open end using a stick, pen, paintbrush, or similar tool. Press the strap flat, making sure the edges are crisp and aligned. Top stitch around the entire strap close to the edge. Take the D-ring straps and fold them right sides together lengthwise. Sew along the long open edge to form a tube. Turn the tab right side out and press flat, aligning the seam to the center of one side. Slide the D-ring onto the tab. Fold the tab in half, bringing the two short ends together so that the D-rings sit at the folded end. Sew across the short ends to secure the tab and enclose the D-ring. Slide the strap through the curved side of the D-ring. Fold the strap end 1 cm toward the wrong side. Fold the end again toward the same side approximately 3 cm to enclose the raw edge. Stitch across the folded section close to the inner folded edge to secure the strap to the D-ring. If you'll be making the ruffled version, join the two sections of each ruffle piece. One section is cut on the fold and the other single layer, so they must be sewn together to form one continuous piece. Finish the seam where the pieces were joined using an overlock or zigzag stitch to prevent fraying. Press the seam allowance to one side. Finish the bottom edge of both ruffle pieces using an overlock stitch. For the top ruffle, also finish the top edge using an overlock stitch. Fold the bottom edge of both ruffles 1 cm to the wrong side. Stitch to create a simple hem along the bottom edge. On both short ends of the ruffles, fold the edge 1 cm to the wrong side, then fold again 1 cm to create a double hem. To gather the ruffles, you can use a gathering foot or do it by hand. Choose a method you feel the most comfortable with. What I did was sew 2 rows of long gathering stitches along the top edge of the ruffle, approximately 6 mm and 1 cm from the edge. Do not backstitch. Leave long thread tails at both ends. Gently pull the bobbin threads to gather the fabric. Adjust the gathers evenly until the ruffle matches the length of the edge where it will be attached. With right sides together, align the bottom ruffle with the lower edge of the main body. Make sure to leave 1 cm free on each side. This will help the ruffle not get caught when joining the facing or lining. If you're making the facing version of the apron, finish the seam allowance at this stage using an overlock or zigzag stitch to prevent fraying. In this video, I'll be making the fully lined version, so I'll be skipping this step. Since for the no ruffle version, I'll be using the facing option, these are the steps you have to follow to prepare the facing, which can also be used in the ruffled version. Fold the inner seam allowance of each facing piece toward the wrong side and press. With right sides together, join the facing pieces to form the full facing unit. Sew all the seams using the 1 cm seam allowance. To attach the facing and the straps, place the facing unit and the main body right sides together. Insert the straps with D-rings attached between the facing and the main body so they are sandwiched between the layers. Place the side straps at the side corners of the apron, and the neck strap at the right corner of the top edge of the apron. When positioning the straps, make sure to account for the 1 cm seam allowance so the straps will sit correctly along the edge once the apron is turned. Sew around the edges, securing the facing and trapping the straps in the seam. Clip corners to reduce bulk. And turn the facing to the inside of the apron. Press the edges carefully so the seam sits neatly along the outer edge of the apron. From the facing side, sew a top stitch following the inner edge of the facing to secure it in place. For the bottom edge, create a double fold hem to finish. Press once more to set all the seams. If you'll be doing the fully lined version, place the outer apron and lining right sides together. If making the ruffled version, make sure the ruffles are folded toward the inside of the apron so they don't get caught in the seam. Insert the strap ends and D-ring tabs between the layers so they are sandwiched between the outer fabric and lining. The position is the exact same as the facing version. Side straps at the side corners of the apron and the neck strap at the right corner of the top edge of the apron. And don't forget to account for the 1 cm seam allowance. Sew around the entire perimeter of the apron. This includes the top edge, sides, and bottom edge, but leaving a small opening of about 10 cm along one side edge for turning. Clip corners to reduce bulk. Now, turn the apron right side out through the opening. Carefully pull out the corners and press all edges. Fold the seam allowance of the opening toward the inside and press. Sew a top stitch along the upper and side edges of the apron, closing the opening as you sew. Press once more to finish the apron. If making the ruffled version, all there is left to do is attach the top ruffles. With right sides together, place the top ruffle on the main body, positioning it so the ruffle sits approximately 1 cm over the seam of the bottom ruffle. The hemmed edge of the ruffle should face upward. Distribute the gathers evenly along the edge and pin in place. Stitch the ruffle in place, sewing slightly above the bottom ruffle seam so that the previous seam is covered once the ruffle is turned. Turn the ruffle downward. Press the seam carefully to set the ruffle in place, and you'll be done with your ruffled Bignonia apron. And that's a Bignonia apron. I designed it as a more traditional style apron with an adjustable strap on the neck for it to fit comfortably on your body. It comes in two versions, one with a clean hem and another one with these ruffles at the bottom. This wasn't really intentional, but I found out that if you do the facing version like this one, you get these two mini pockets on the sides that are perfect as a pen pocket. It's just a fun extra detail. If you want to make your own, you can find the pattern through the link in the description. Now, every version does come out a little bit different, but I think that's part of the process. I encourage you to use your creativity, as my pattern is just intended as a starting point. As you can see, you can avoid using the ruffles, you can use less, you can even use more, you can create more pockets, you can avoid using some pockets, it's up to you. If you make your own, I'd love to see it. You can find me and tag me on my Instagram at @guye_navarro. Thank you so much.